how do we access in our daily lives, and particularly as activists, how do we access miracles when we believe that we have to fight for everything? Where does miracles, what role do miracles play in all of this?
A miracle is a shift in perception from fear to love. That's the Course in Miracles description of the miracle, and it works for me. A shift in perception from fear to love. A shift in perception from living in the past or the future to living in the present. From thinking that possibilities are limited to knowing that there is no order of difficulty in miracles and that time and space themselves are malleable. From living in blame to living in blessing. From living in attack to living in forgiveness. From living in not owning when you're transgressing against those things to owning them and trying to do better. Most of us by now pretty much know the principles. The issue is taking that journey from the abstract understanding to the knowledge of the heart and the visceral experience of the gut. I think part of the miracle is knowing that the universe is self-organizing and self-correcting. The embryo becomes a baby. The bud becomes a blossom. The acorn becomes an oak tree. Nature supports those things in happening. And I think similarly nature supports self-actualization of the individual, and nature supports the general enlightenment of the human race. So as we, through spiritual practice, through meditation, through kindness and forgiveness and all of those spiritual values that we care about, live our lives more and more in submission, not as a surrender of selfhood, but as the ultimate assumption of selfhood to the higher power within us, which is guiding us, then we become part of this great collaborative co-creation of a world that works for everyone. That is a miracle. You know, the founding of this country was a miracle. Abolition was a miracle. Suffrage was a miracle. Civil rights movement was a miracle. You know, the majority didn't wake up one day and say, oh, let's do the play. Very few people, very few people stood on conviction around what was right, and life went in that direction. That's why when Obama quotes what turns out now to have been Martin Luther King's quote, the one that he was quoting someone else, that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. So we start to live our lives in service, not saying, universe, give me what I want, but saying, universe, how could I be of service? How could I be of use to you? And then I think just as every cell in the body is assigned, one cell is assigned to the liver, and one cell is assigned to the heart, and one cell is assigned to the lungs, and so forth. I think each of us are assigned to the mission, to the task. It represents the form by which we enliven and activate it within the realm of form, the universal content, which is the drive for love to prevail on earth.